This is my 1913 Royal Model 5, also known as a flatbed model. This is probably one of the more interesting Royals I've ever experienced or ever had, just because it's probably the shortest standard typewriter I've ever seen. But it's pretty cool, and it's also probably one of the nicer machines from the 1910s to type on. It just has a nice action. Everything works very well. The condition overall is in very nice shape. I spotted this machine at a flea market a few weeks back, and a couple of things caught my eye. Of course, the design, and also it's got a couple of apothecary keys on it. Pretty cool. It works very well. It still has 5 tab stops. The tabulator works very well. Here's your margin sets here. You got your paper release here, carriage release here, and over here. You've got your line space lever or return lever. It's interesting, in addition to having 1 through 3 line spacings, you also have 2 more notches. One notch does not do anything. You could use the return lever just to return the carriage without advancing a line. And also, if you notch it up one more time, you do have it disengages the ratchet. Pretty interesting. You have your switch here for ribbon reversal. You have one position here, you have a neutral, and then another position there. You've got your ribbon selector switch here, stencil upper and lower, it says on there. You've got your tabulator lever here. I thought this was really interesting. You'd think that a lot of these keys would be odd to use after a while. You have your shift lock here, margin release here, backspace here, and of course your 2 shift keys. But when you're touch typing and you go for the tabulator and the backspace, they're right there. They're right there where you need them, which is pretty cool. Shift lock works just like that, and then you press either shift key to release it. Pretty cool. Now on this side of the machine, on this side of the carriage, there is this, I don't know what this lever does. It just moves like that. It doesn't do anything that I can see. If somebody could point out what that does, I really don't know. I do know that it adds tension on the platen, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. But what it's for, I don't know. You do also have this other lever here. Again, it doesn't seem to do anything. It just moves one way or the other, and I don't know what it does, but I don't know. If somebody could point out what that does or what it's for, please let me know. But again, pretty cool machine. Unfortunately, I broke the ribbon vibrator. What I didn't notice when I bought it was bent over, and when I was trying to start using it, the keys would hit the vibrator, and so I tried bending it back over, and while I was cleaning it, it broke. So I rigged up a paper clip just to hold the ribbon in place, and it actually works better than expected. So I do have the other piece, so hopefully someday I could fix it. I did take apart the pin that holds the ribbon vibrator in place, but I couldn't quite get it out of there. You have to take the machine much farther apart than that. So I don't want to do that because the machine works very well, and I don't want to ruin anything. So for now, it'll stay like that. Another thing to note on this machine, I'm not sure if the Model 5 had it or not, but this machine does not have a paper guide. It could be missing, but I'm just not sure. But it's a very nice machine overall. One of the nicest Royals I've ever typed on, and probably the nicest machine of this era I've ever typed on. Very, very nice machine. We'll show you how it works. Feeds paper very well. One thing I've noted on these Royals, I don't know if it's the position of the bail, but as you advance the paper, as the paper advances through the roller, it seems to leave a space underneath the paper at the print point, and you hear it drumming as the keys hit. I don't know if I've noticed that on all the Royals I've had, whether they be portables or standard machines. So I don't know. It must just be something that happens with them. But here we go. There we go. It types very nicely. The Q is a little weird. It makes a weird sound when you're using that key, but I don't really worry about it too much because the Q is not a key you're going to be using that often. But very nice machine overall. It's again, I like the machines that surprise me once I have them. You know, like the Remington portables, they surprised me when I got them, and this machine has done that as well. So very nice machine overall. Oh, and before I forget, these keys are interesting. I'll try to show what I mean. The keys are canted forward, and when you press them, they actually become level. Quite interesting. That was, as I've heard through many different collectors, that was an issue with typewriters. The key would, you know, as you press the key down, normally on a typewriter they would slant, and the theory was your fingers could fall off, you know. And I've had machines, the Hermes had that problem, where the top row of keys would lean forward way too much. But this machine actually has them leaning forward before that issue even happens, and when you press the key down, it falls down flat. Pretty interesting. Very interesting design overall. It's something you would never think Royal would have ever built, but there you go. 1913 Royal Model 5 Flatbed.